Hello and welcome back to another FPL video where of course this is my transfer plans video ahead of Game Week 2, which is of course the game week where so many managers panic after Game Week 1 and make silly transfers just because a certain player may have done well in Game Week 1 and they've not exactly looked at the rest of the fixtures for the next 5 games. Now with these transfers I'm making, well, one of them is one I'm actually seriously considering doing with my team, and believe it or not, when you see it, it's got nothing to do with Game Week 1. And the others are more due to the fact of what happened in Game Week 1 and do we have to make those transfers, more than likely due to injuries. So then, this is the transfer I'm seriously considering when it comes to my team, which it seems a bit crazy. Rashford for Jota. Now, this isn't obviously confirmed, and it's not exactly 100% going to be Rashford for Jota. It could be Bruno Fernandes maybe for Jota, or maybe even a swap to Luis Diaz instead, due to the fact that he did last long on the pitch. Jota only lasted 67 minutes to be fair, but he plays up top in this forward line, and it is Bournemouth, and I do think Liverpool will score a lot of goals at Anfield. Can't afford Salah, so I don't have him in consideration at all. There is other players that I could take out my team instead for Jota or Luis Diaz, but I fancy one of the Man United boys out. I mean, they were terrible in Game Week 1, but it's got nothing to do with Game Week 1. I was thinking about this before the season starts, and I was thinking even crazier bringing them back in for Game Week 3, which is mental, maybe not the best idea. But I want a Liverpool player for Game Week 2. I think it will work out if I had one, but which one is the problem, and which player to take out is also a problem. So far I'm thinking Rashford, just because he's highly owned, and I think maybe go for a differential that way, but then that could really be a sucker punch to me. But then Bruno is also highly owned as well, but not as highly owned as Rashford, of course. So that is the transfer that I'm seriously considering for Game Week 2. So this next one is a bit boring really, because I'm sure everybody knows about this, and it's Kevin De Bruyne. Obviously he's been told, well we've been told, he's out until the new year, so there's no point in keeping him in. He's already gone down in price as well, so he's only 10.4 now. So if you have got him, get him out now. And one of the guys who I think you should really put him into your team instead of him, I've gone for Raheem Sterling here. Now, he's barely owned. He's only like 1.7% owned or something like that, which is crazy considering what he's been like in the past. Now, yes, Chelsea have been signing so many players, but he started that game against Liverpool and he played 80 minutes. I think it was just over 80 minutes, but yeah, over 80 minutes for them. And look at those fixtures he's got coming up. West Ham away is a little bit tougher, but I do think Chelsea will win that game. And then those next 3 after, 2 at home with Luton and Forest in a row, and then Bournemouth away. And if Raheem Sterling starting all those games, I do think, because he played really well against Liverpool, that he's actually going to smash it. So for certain, this would be a great differential as well. But yeah, to be fair, I'm actually thinking about bringing him into my team as well in Game Week 3. But yeah, if you haven't got him, get him in your team now, I reckon. So I reckon he's going to smash it in the next few game weeks. So again, this next one is another injury problem from Game Week 1, and it's another long-term one. Let's face it, Tyrone Mings is going to be out for the season. That knee injury looked nasty against Newcastle, I'm not going to lie. Now I've just checked and he's still 9.3% owned, so still loads of managers own him. You need to get him out of your team, because let's face it, he'll also go down in price soon if you keep him in your team. Now as for his replacement, I know Villa got absolutely destroyed against Newcastle, letting 5 goals in. Not the best start. But I reckon they're going to keep a clean sheet in their next game. So that's why I've gone for Matty Cash. Now he's still currently the same price as Tyrone Mings, because obviously Mings hasn't gone down yet. So it'd be a straight swap, same team as well. Look at the fixtures that Villa have got coming up. Everton and Burnley in the next 2 games. I think they can, certainly against Everton, keep a clean sheet, because they look terrible in attack. Burnley will be a tough one at Turf Moor, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was a tight 1-0 game to Aston Villa. Liverpool, yes, that's a little bit harder, but if you've got a 4.5 million defender, there's a more than likely chance you can just put him on your bench, because you're going to have loads of decent players around. And then Crystal Palace at home, Game Week 5. So Aston Villa's fixtures are good. I think it was just a blip against Newcastle, nothing more than that. I think they're going to have a great season still, so I certainly, if you've got an Aston Villa defender and Tyrone Mings already in your team, just do a straight swap for another Aston Villa defender, because I think pretty much most of them are 4.5, apart from Alex Moreno, who's currently out anyway at 5 million. And then the 4 million defenders, obviously, they don't play anyway. So, for sure, Matty Cash, he looks like he's going to be a certain starter as well. So, definitely recommend going for him. So then this last one, honestly this is an avoid one. Quite a lot of people are getting in Isak, so much that he's even gone up in price. He's now actually 7.6 million. Don't go for him. I mean, I know Newcastle looked great against Villa, and they surprised me too by scoring 5. I don't know if it was how great Newcastle were or how high the Villa line was, but I don't think he's going to do as well against Man City, Liverpool, Brighton and Brentford. That's a horrible set of 4 for Newcastle. Great start for the season for him, but don't go for him. And obviously I've got him taken out in Nkunku for him because a lot of people were owning him, and obviously he went down in price because he's been sold, so people are actually waking up and seeing that. To be fair to him, he's only 1% owned now, so there's probably not many people, well, clearly not many people own him anymore. But if you want a striker, don't go for Isak right now. There's no point in the fixtures. They don't work out for him at all. If you want a striker, get in either Ollie Watkins, like I've already mentioned about Aston Villa's fixtures, or Chelsea, again, like I mentioned about their fixtures, get in Nicholas Jackson. Those are the 2 strikers, the standing strikers that I reckon we're going to smash it in the next few weeks. So don't go for Isak, go for Jackson or Ollie Watkins. So there you go, that is it for this video. Let me know what you think, particularly about the transfer concerning Rashford to Jota. Obviously let me know, of course, if you think there's anybody else I'm missing out who should be taken out in people's teams that haven't just been yet, or players who should be in people's teams that people aren't even talking about yet. So let me know what you think. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.